And hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pasha. In Ukraine now 1 a.m. And traditionally, I'm started our broadcast from questions. Do you hear me good or no? Just write plus in a chat. It's traditional sounds check. Every stream we do it. I think that after a couple years, I will launch my microphone more better, but now we should check it every stream. Okay, I see a lot of pluses. I see sounds is good. It's a beautiful. Hello everybody who are watching our now. I see hello from New Zealand, hello from Austria, from United States, from England, from Germany. Hello everybody. I'm glad to see you here on our broadcast. And today, numbers of good news, biggest number of bad news. Yeah, today, good balance. Yeah, better than usually. Traditionally, but wait, now I say it now. Couple hours ago, our friends from a channel Ukraine Matters open fundraise for drones for our unit. Its fundraise was $4,000, and they done this fundraise. You can see it's guys from channel Ukrainian Matters. It's guy he to do a broadcast, and he do support Ukraine. And Eli, you are here. Thank you, Eli. Thank you for your work. Eli was a moderator, and if I don't mistake, Eli, you are co-owner of this channel. Describe for us. We should understand it. Yeah, and this guy from Ukraine Matters, he opened fundraise for our drones, and they done it fundraise. It was a good news, but now a little bit worse news than previous. You know that our guys now fighting in a Bakhmut direct, and on a Bakhmut direct now, so brutal fights, brutal battles, and for successful battles, we need a reconnaissance. And yesterday and Sunday, we lose 2 drones. And thanks for Eli, thanks for channel Ukraine Matters. You can see link in our chat. I'm send it again just to look at this guys, check his contact, subscribes. Yeah, and we lose yesterday and a Sunday 2 drones. And thanks for Ukraine Matters channel. We have money for 1 drones for our guys, and I think our guys will be happy because drones, it's I don't know, maybe drones how will be good word. Drones like socks. Yeah, you cannot use it unlimited time. Drones can be destroyed by Russian. Drones can be lost. A lot of factors influence on a drone, but for example, per month we change more than 10 drones because airspace on a Donbas direct very dangerous. Russian use radio reconnaissance devices. Russian use special anti-drones weapons. Russian just shooting from a AKA from machine gun on our drones and destroyed our drones. We need drones, and it's a very important for us. Again, I say thank you, channel Ukrainian Matters, and thank you, Eli, that you make support for us for David channel, thanks. I'm again send link just to check his content and come back. And I'm 3 streams, no, 1, 2, yeah, every streams started from stream number 9. I'm told you that our monetization was blocked by Russian trolls because they reported on our channel, blah blah blah. And now it doesn't have monetization, and super chat 2 doesn't work. If you wanna support our channel, support our unit, our PayPal and our Buy Me a Coffee, on a describe on this broadcast in a chat on the top of this chat, and on your monitors, little bit down that my face. Yes. Thanks. And we started. Beautiful news from Ukraine. Do you know what is first beautiful news? And with this news, I'm started every streams. Okay, just write in a chat what's first beautiful news in our stream. All subscribers just know what about I told, just write. And when I'm check what do you write in a chat, I said new good news. We have 50,000 subscribers, 50,000 community. Thanks, my dear, that you with us. Thank you that you support Ukraine. Thank you that you are watching our stream. Thanks. It's really yeah, our 50,000 subscribers. It's super news. Thanks. We are started from small numbers of subscribers, but thanks for top bloggers, thanks for Denis Davidov, thanks for Enforcer, and thanks for our friend operator Starsky. Yeah, we had now 50,000 subscribers. Beautiful. Thanks, my dears. Yeah, and I'm return phrase, my dears. And I see in a chat that I see correct answer on my question. Yeah, it's a number of diet orcs. For today, Russian lose 900 soldier. It's only for this day. In general, numbers of Russian losers is 137,000. It's a very, very big number, and you can see that this number only upper for the last time when they started campaign on Donbass. When they started Donbass offensive, this number only increasing, and it's a very good news. And statistics said, just I'm trying every stream finding new pictures with the Russian mobix. You can see the soldiers, and you can understand the situation with these guys and why they die in a very, very big numbers. And statistic show for us that for last 2 weeks in medium, everyday difference numbers, but for last 2 weeks, every day they lost 824 soldiers. It's a very, very big number because it's biggest number than in a summer. This number of died Russian orcs we can see only in a started war when they do offensive, and when Russian just burn in column, when Ukrainian territorial defense, when armed forces, when Bayraktar just destroyed column near the border, and when we stopped Russian offensive in Kiev, they had a very, very big numbers of died. And now this statistic only increasing. Couple months, no, a couple weeks ago, we're talking about the big Russian offensive. General Zaluzhny give couple variants of direct of this offensive. Maybe it can be Donbass. Maybe it can be Kiev, maybe Kharkiv. We don't know. But General Zaluzhny said that big Russian offensive will be. It's 100%. And you can see that it's big offensive now on a Donbass direct. Do you remember, my dears, about Deep State website? I'm sending you link because on a previous stream I'm just talking about it, but I don't show you it. It's a website with Ukrainian war map. You can see how situation changes. I will not show you map because I know that you subscribe on a lot of numbers of streamer, and these guys show map for you. I'm trying don't use it because for what repeat information for you 3 or 5. I don't want to repeat it. Sorry, I'm just lose my mind on English. And yes, and you can personally check situation on a front line in Ukraine. You can see how units in Ukraine now, and every day the situation refreshing, and situation is new. So, and this big offensive now on a Donbass direct for the last reported maybe 2 weeks, maybe 1 weeks. It's period when Russians started big offensive. They had a success. Yes, they occupy Solidar. They made a tactical surrounded of Bakhmut. They tried to assault in Solidar, but Solidar show that Russia doesn't ready for big offensive. Why is it doesn't ready? Because it doesn't need that it doesn't have enough powerful for offensive. They have a big numbers of soldiers, stupid mobilized people who doesn't have training for result activities, who doesn't have enough equipment, who doesn't have enough vehicle, MBT, and etc. And power strength of Russia on a Donbass direct not enough for a big offensive. Yes, and I think that in a close time, maybe after couple weeks, this offensive will be a little bit slowly. Sorry, not slowly. Yes, and after 3 days will be middle of February. We so close to. One moment. We're so close to the spring, and we should understand that spring it's a very sorry, I'm slept. That spring it's a very bad environment for offensive. Yes, and I think that speed of offensive will be a little bit slowly. So yeah, but it's bad they have result, but I think that always be okay, always be Ukraine. And I say question, what about Max? Max on a Donbass. I'm talking with him a couple hours ago. He said me that he said hello for you, my dears. He said thank you for a dividend for channel Ukraine is matter. He said me a good news about his fundraise, and this guy's done this fundraise. He in a Bakhmut. Every day he's under artillery shelling, but he is okay. His mental health and health in general is too okay. Only his car is sick because on a frontline territory, a lot of shrapnel. Every day they Every day they are broke wheels. No, not broke. I'm just a finding translator. This word puncture the wheels. Every day he is puncture the wheels, and he is constant customer on a regular customer in a car maintenance service. He every day repair his wheels, but he was okay. Last days was a difficult, but always okay, and he's too okay. And two small news about me. I 2 days ago I was assigned a new military position in an informational section of our brigade. And after sometimes, not after 2 days, how I planned it before, after sometimes, I can't say you when it will be. I will work with Max on a Donbas direct, and I think that in so close time we will on a broadcast both me and Max, and we will do content both. Yeah. So I was very surprised that was I assigned on this position, because in my plan it was that I will be in an infantry battalion, but I'm too happy because it's very useful work and always be okay. I think, I hope, I know. Again, we continue on our stream. Today we had a very, very limited time because I'm download the graphics of I forgot this word. I'm download a graphic of I'm download the graphic when electrical service will turn off electrician in our flat, in our street, and I know that electricians will be turned off at 2 o'clock. Today's short, very quickly, very fast stream. And yes, and new news from Orkestan, from Russia, from I don't know, you can say that as this country, you can name this country what you want. New news from Mr. Prigozhin, it's chief of PMC Wagner. He said for media, he said for everywhere that he will not be recruiting prisoners in the future. He opened space in a Wagner for foraging volunteers. I think that in Russia prison not enough prisoners for offensive. Prigozhin killed all prisoners. I think Russian prisons is empty now, and he said very interesting information. I'm just use Google for and I wanna know how United States population United States population is 331 million people. 332 people, yes. And Mr. Prigozhin said that 10 millions, just 10 millions American civilians wanna join to PMC Wagner and fight against Ukraine. 10 millions. They doesn't find enough numbers of volunteering Ukraine. Mobilize 300,000 people. It's very difficult for Russia. But he find 10 million volunteers. I think it's a real lie. It's a very big numbers. Maybe 10 psycho from United States, maybe 15 psycho from United States wanna join to PMC Wagner. But I think this guys just retired from psychiatric clinic, have a Stalin or Lenin portrait in his flat. I don't know, is he dreaming about communism? And I don't know, but 10 millions. Okay. And yes, Mr. Prigozhin said that he's very popular in United States of America. So Max reported, I'm told about it, that now we're very difficult situation in a Bakhmut. And from today, from Monday, journalists have start limited for journalists in a Bakhmut direct. Not all journalists can enter to Bakhmut area. Why we had these limits? Because for the last time, enemies so close to the Bakhmut, and it's very dangerous for journalists. And but it's doesn't mean that journalists cannot enter in an area. They should made a special ID card, special agreements from government of Donetsk region and from armed forces of Ukraine that they have access and they have accreditation from armed forces. And for example, when journalists go to the local government or to staff of armed forces and took accreditation, for example, for 15 and 16 February, he have access only on those days, because Bakhmut it's very popular direct for media, all world talking about Bakhmut, but and Russian know about it, and they often shilling on a peace territory. Maybe they have hopes that they killed couple journalists, but I don't know. Yes, and now work limited in a Bakhmut territory. And you maybe maybe not about Bild journalist. These guys, journalist from a Bild, was under artillery shelling in a Bakhmut and published this video. I'm just to show you it. So yeah.
Let's go.
So high volume. And you can see that Bakhmut now it's very dangerous direct, not only soldiers, not only civilians, and for journalists too. It doesn't matter that you are working in a rear of Bakhmut. Russia artillery shelling in all Bakhmut quadrats, and all territory of Bakhmut can be under shelling. And journalists, it's a very interesting target for Russian artillery, I think. Yes, this limited started to work from today, from Monday. Yes. So, if you wanna give a question, just mark our channel in a chat, and I will see that your channel or your message will be in a yellow or in orange color, and it will be more comfortable for me. Yeah, sorry for high volume. Yes, I'm fixed it. Yeah, I see that a lot comments about 10 million American civilians. Yes, it's Mr. Prigozhin said. Maybe your neighbors wanna join to the Wagner. Maybe your colleague from your work or from your job wanna join to the Wagner. Just check it. So I am trying to Dean the flash. Dean, did you see Ukraine Matters stream? So I'm started watching the stream, but my electrician was turned off, and I cannot continue because when electrician is turned off, internet too. turn it off. And mobile internet here had very, very low speed for watching a broadcast. And question from Sly Walker, much love from Australia. Thank you, Sly Walker. I'm like Australia. Maybe in my future travel plan, I visit in Australia. Just write me and maybe we meet. Joe Dammit, has there been any problems with Starlink working for the drones? Starlink and corporation SpaceX told that they to use limited for Ukrainian, and it's especially for drones. You know, I doesn't talking about this, but I know that Starlinks it's a good source of internet and good source for connection with the drones. And when you use Starlink, it's more comfortable for sharing video. For example, if you come back, you are a reconnaissance man and you come back from position, you wanna share this video. Yes, Starlink useful for it, but I little bit don't understand how drones using Starlink because it's a separate signal. But for now, Starlink is working always okay. Speed of internet doesn't limit it for this moment. Yes, and but once interest that in the first stages of war and the first time all Starlinks as it was coming in Ukraine from Elon Musk personally, they doesn't need a paid every month. But a couple months ago, every Starlink started to work like a commercial Starlinks, and we should pay for it. But it's not problem because government and, for example, National Guard paid for some numbers of Starlink. Yes. So, a question from Janosch 2113. Do you think when is the best time to shorten fire supply roles? Supply roads for what? For Bakhmut? We doesn't have any chance. We had a limited roads for supply Bakhmut. If we mean about supply roads, Russian supply roads, yeah, you understand what about it all about Melitopol. I think that it's time so close. I think it's so close. In my opinion, maybe it will start before tanks coming in Ukraine. I think that Highcom a little bit know about it, and I think that operation of the Occupy and for more cut supply Russian ways. I think this operation is ready, and we just await when Highcom, when President give a command for start this operation. I think always be okay, and our Highcom know what they do. And yeah, the Sun Journal reported that Russia wanna make more big numbers of spies of spy agents, yeah, who will work on a Europe territory. So you know that Russia have a very very good agency and intelligence network in Ukraine, in United States. They are still data from CIA and from International Reconnaissance Service and from other corporation and organization, from government. And once of last information is that in a German Russian agents just watching how training soldier in Germany. Yes, and journal The Sun reported about Journal of the Sun reported about that Russian wanna make a biggest network of agents in Europe. I think it's one moment. I think it's a very brave decision because all security service in all country now works against Russian agents. They work against Russian military agents, and it will be difficult for Russian steal some information. Yep, but maybe decision about extended agency network in European country was as a result that Russia is preparing to total clearing European country from Russian agency. I don't know, but it's not a good news. And for the last day, Russia's do a lot of artillery shelling, do a lot of drone attack and missile attack. And so interesting news that Russia start artillery shelling, and sorry, I make mistake. They do missile shelling. They use ships missile Onyx, and they shell Ostrov Zmeyny. It's Zmeyny Island. I don't know how main target of this missile attack for Zmeyny Island, because it's so small territory. Maybe they testing his Onyx missiles because they use it missiles not so often. But you can see that this missile hit very accuracy, and you can see smoke from a building. This missile is work, and it's so bad information. And for last 3 days, Russia used more actively missile attack on a Kharkiv territory, and main target for on a Kharkiv territory, it was infrastructure object like a TETS-5, it's electro station, and other electro station. So you can see it's a hole after Russian missile in a Kharkiv. Very fresh photo. Russians doesn't done ideas about use so massive missile attack, but they doesn't do it so often because missiles not unlimited, and they do it more accuracy. But you know that Russian use couple types of launching of missile. It's naval ships, combat ships, battleship. It's jets, aircraft missile, and it's missile from special launch system. And one great news from a Great Britain that, sorry, one moment. And one news from a Great Britain that Great Britain can give for Ukraine anti-naval missile Storm Shadow. You can see characteristic of this missile on your monitors. It's so effective and so good missiles against ground target and against Russian combat and military ships. I think when this missile come in Ukraine, launching from a naval, launching from a sea, will be not so often. I think they will be scared. Maybe you remember big sea drone attacks when we destroyed two ships, And after its incident, after this Ukrainian drone attack on Russian military ships, they a long time doesn't use sea launching of missile because they scared of this drone. I think that when Storm Shadow is coming in Ukraine, they will use sea launches in a very limited numbers. Sorry, today I'm so often lose my mind on English. Yes. And between use, I'ma check your questions. So thank you, Eli, that you write for our subscribers, our viewers, that when they wanna give a question, just address question for Flashback channel. Thank you, Eli, for your work. And so I'm Skip. My friend, aka Krat74. Hello, my friend. I'm glad to see you here. And question from aka74. How do you like the M240S compared to PKM? I had experience work with a Boss machine gun, but I'm fight with a PKM. It's a Kalashnikov machine gun. And from M240, I'm just shooting on a shooting range. And I think that M214 more better, like a machine gun, but it's more accuracy machine gun, but very different target for this machine gun. You can use PKM if you work in an infantry. So maybe if I find a photo, I show you my personal PKM. I fight with this machine gun in Rubizhne. So yeah, I'm trying to find it on my phone. Yes, and what about it told? Yes, for example, PKM. If you work in infantry, you can take PKM. It's not heavy machine gun. You can take, for example, 500 ammo for PKM, and it will be okay. But M240 is so heavy for infantry. You can so a lot running with M140. It will be more useful. No, sorry, I can't find photo. If you use PKM, Roman singular right, I love that people say Pokemon to PKM. Yes, our soldiers, we say Pokemon to PKM. PKM is more mobility machine gun, more because M240 more heavy. But M240, if you launch it in a fire position, it's a very good decision because it's very accuracy machine gun, and speed of firing is good, more better than in PKM. Yeah, and Americans military is so smart, and they made bullet stripes, and you shouldn't reload the bullet stripes. You just open box with the bullets, with the ammo, and load in a M240 machine gun. And what about it all? But when you use PKM, you should load every bullets in a stripe. It's not so comfortable. Master Raid 2. Putin's Terminator 10 got terminated. Oh, sorry. Putin's Terminator 10 got terminated. Yes, a couple days ago, General Staff of Armed Forces reported about first destroyed Terminator AFV. But we should understand that Terminator, it's very formidable AFV against infantry. So it's a very, very big, powerful AFV and very, very dangerous for infantry. When Terminator starting work, infantry who attack position, no worried about that guys who sitting in the defense will answer it for these guys, because Terminator make so strange fire suppress and dangerous fire suppress. If I don't mistake, it's 30mm guns, double pair 30mm guns, and it's very dangerous weapon against infantry. And main task for this AFV Terminator, it's covered of infantry during attack. It's infantry support battle vehicle. So yes, and way continues. Interesting news from Luhansk region. Now I show you one photo, and I'm describe what on this photo you can see. In Luhansk region, government turned off all mobility internet. And what do you think? For what they doing? It's a question for all guys who now activity in the comments. Just write for what they turned off internet in all Lugansk region. When I give a question for you, I have a time for coffee. And when I wait answer. So yeah, I doesn't have a lot of messages with answer, but I'm a little bit describe. Yeah, I'm C. Tracking. Yes, FF1073 answer tracking. Yes, it's a tracking. Russia High Com very worried that HIMARS shoot on big groups of mobile phones. On this photo, you can see concentrating of GPS on a mobile phone, who concentrating in some regions. For example, red round on this map, it's a Kharkov region. When they do offensive on a Kharkov, it's a very, very old photo. Not actual, but I'm just a show example. When you see concentrating of Russian mobile numbers, of Russian GPS, Ukrainian radio reconnaissance can check it, can find in place with a very, very accuracy distance, and make attack on this group of phones. For example, if you, my dears, remember Ukrainian missile attack on Makiivka, when 300 occupants go to Kobzon concert. We don't know how was source of information of this big group Russian soldiers in Makiivka, but we can think that it was just a radio reconnaissance result. They just defined 300 phones on a small territory and just attack it. Yes. And Russia government and Lugansk occupied government think that if they turned off internet, mobile internet, they hiding soldier from Ukrainian radio reconnaissance. But I think it's a useless decision, because if they turned off internet, we don't forget about GSM signal, and Mobix too so often calling to the Russia and etc. They using mobile phones. Not all turned off GPS tracker, and we should understand that GSM, mobile internet, and GPS, it's a different signals. And if they will not use mobile internet, for example, but use hottest point, hottest internet point, we too can track it, and they cannot hide in. FF 100, 1073. Do you have the Delta for tracking? Yes, our reconnaissance service use Delta, but it's secret information. Thank you, Team Fletcher. 25 more coffee bout. Thank you, Team Fletcher, for your support. So we continues. Interest news from Russia, but not interest. It's just usual news, but we can compare. We can compare how work Ukrainian volunteers and how work how work European volunteers. We can compare it against Russian volunteers. And today I'm just scrolling Russian Telegram channel, and I see that, for example, finding elementary part of equipment, elementary part of medical aid, it's impossible for Russians volunteer. They can send socks and I think that's all. For example, you can see a post of one Russian propagandist blogger about that near Vugledar was destroyed medical KAMAZ, and they were so quickly wanna buy UAZ for medical evacuation. And so what we can think about this post? This guy, he is from regular unit. He writing about regular army unit, and as a result, we can see that in regular Russian army unit, maybe it's brigade, regiment, doesn't matter. They doesn't have cars for medical evacuate on a brigade level. For example, my dears, our battalion who fighting on Bakhmut direct, and when we fight in other direct during all war, we had not less than 2 or 3 medical evacs crew. And thanks for our volunteers, 1 or 2 cars was a civilian, because medical evacuation is a dangerous work. Yes, they moving under shielding and etc. But we had 2 armored medical cars for evacuation. It's only armored, and a big number of civilian who give volunteers for us. But for Russian regular brigade, it's a very big problem that they lose 1 car. It was KAMAZ, not armored car, and they asked volunteers. I think that they doesn't done this fundraiser so quickly, but we can see that Russian volunteers working so bad, so slowly. Russia's occupants forces doesn't have enough vehicle, enough equipment, but I can, to be precise, who are good, not good, beautiful, working in Russia. It's Russian propaganda service and Russian media. I show you photo from occupied Sevastopol in a Crimea. Just to see. It's not worst photo. It's just a kids in a Russian military uniform. It's a small occupants kids. Always okay. Don't worry about it. But I have more interest photo. So. Just seeing it. Uh, when I see on this photo, I'm this photo looks for me like a Hitler Jugend. You know, I think Russia's government, Russia propaganda, preparing this small child. Uh, I don't know for when Ukraine start offensive, maybe it will be small defenders of Crimea. I don't know how idea have Russian governments. But we had situation in Nazi Germany when all Nazi army was destroyed and civilians joined to Volkssturm and Hitlerjugend units, not big units, but it was a part of Volkssturm or something like this. And Volkssturm and Hitlerjugend include small kids. Yeah, it was a Volkssturm. It was like a last hope for Hitler. Uh, I don't know how I idea have a Putin. Maybe these kids, it's a last hope for Putin. I don't know. Yeah, it's a very interesting question. Why no boys? Only girls. We can see as a photo. Only girls. Maybe it's a girls like a reinforcement on a medical unit. I don't know. So yes, and in my opinion, it's photo not so funny because this kids was born in a cream. Uh, I think for this for these small girls, no more than 8 years. Yeah, maybe 7 years. Okay, not and these kids, these childs, all has life living under Russia occupation, and they don't know how life in Ukraine. They don't know about freedom. Uh, they don't know what is big opportunities. They don't know what is I don't know, travel to other country. This child and his childhood was blocked only in Russia, and all his life uh, they was under propaganda, under Russia propaganda all his life, and it's very sad. For example, when and we had the same situation in a Donbass, we had generation who doesn't live in Ukraine, and for example, we had people who was very small when Russia occupied Ukrainian territory, and Russia broke. They destroyed Ukrainian generation. It's so sad news, I think, because child, it's our future. But Russian propaganda installed in child brains is wrong information. I think Russian propaganda download in a small kids' brains a shit. It's really shit, yes. And child can't do nothing because they are small. They doesn't have a personal opinion. Maybe in some families remember of life in Ukraine, but uh, for the last 8 years in Crimea was changing population. We had the same situation in Mariupol. when they occupied Crimea and they when occupied Mariupol, at first they move from Russia teachers. Yes, and it first Russians who come in Crimea and in Mariupol. At first it's military, it's army, and teachers. And at first September of previous year, yes, they started studying process by Russian programs. And for example, Russian government reported that on occupied territory in schools they have Ukrainian language, but like a facultative lesson, 1 hour per week. And now this child study wrong stories. This child study wrong tradition. They doesn't know about Ukrainian culture, about Ukrainian tradition, about real stories. And when these kids will be adult, I think that under Russian propaganda influence, they will be stupid, same like Russian people who live in Russia a long time. And it was very sad. And my dears, after a couple minutes, my electrician will be turned off. So yes, so sad note. Yes, because we should understand that the child it's our generation, and for example, when I will have a child, sorry, I should answer it. Yeah, and when I will have a child, daughter or son doesn't matter. I want that my child to live in Ukraine, in freedom Ukraine. That my child should respect Ukrainian traditions. That should respect Ukrainian culture, because our child it's our new generation of our nation. It's continuous of our nation, and I hope that my kids will talk in Ukrainian language, because language it's genetical code of nation. Yes, so yeah, we should understand that our child it's our future. And your child it's your future. Culture, language, it's very important. Love your children. So last questions, my dears, I want to answer for you, because today I have a limited time. It will be very so sad if my electricity will be turned off like a previous translation, or yes, like a previous stream. Thanks, my dear, for big hug, Dump Trump too. Thanks for your wishes. Thanks. I wanna see just a questions, couple. Don't wanna say good night. Same way, does Max still need a new laptop? Yeah, he broke laptop on previous weeks, and if I don't I don't mistake, from a previous fundraising on our channel, he repaired the screen on his laptop. Next laptop will be only for our John's unit. Johnny H. Jones. Pasha, have you heard of Metal 93rd Brigade and his update? 93rd Brigade, it's a very bravest and courageous man. It's Brigade Холодный Яр, infantry brigade. I'm know of one officer from this brigade. Update is same like in our brigade. They just a fight. They fight, they defend, and same situation. I know that couple battalions from 93 Brigade working in a Bakhmut. So yes, but my friend not in a Bakhmut now. Safrades, hello Safrades. You are working with Terra unit. No. Before we doesn't work with Terra unit. I hope that always be in the future. We had self-eye reconnaissance. Ellie right, thanks for stream, get some sleep. Yeah, I don't wanna sleep, I wanna more longer stream, but I should understand that in a close 10 minutes my stream will be turned off. Just to give you a question, I will be happy answer on your question. Master Ray Pasha, what do you think about the IT computer workers in Russia now being drafted into the Orcs Russian army? Maybe it will be surprised. No, it's a second part of my answer. First answer, first part, it's in a first wave of mobilization. IT specialist doesn't was called in army by mobilization, but now I think the situation will change it. But in Russia's army, they have a special IT unit, science company. It's a very biggest scientist center with a military scientist. They made in some technology and they work in like a bota firms. I don't know, but and for IT specialist in Russian army, they have a place by his professional. Yes. Ton Ottesen, happy for the donation? Yes, we're very happy because one moment. This fundraising of Ukrainian Matters channel very timely, you know, because yesterday we released 2 drones and subscribers and community of Ukrainian Matter done fundraise on a 1 drones. It's very good information. And yes, we are happy. We will be with Recon because it's very difficult working without drones. Don't worry about name Victor in a PayPal. Victor is owner of this PayPal because Max PayPal was banned, and if you remember, it's our second PayPal. Don't worry it, Victor. It's okay. So yeah, my dear, thank you for your activities in a chat. Thank you that you was on a broadcast. It's so sorry, but because for this moment we have 232 viewers, 244. It's so sad downstream with this activity, but I don't want a problem like 2 streams ago. I'm just waiting a close time, turn it off. My dears, I'm glad to see you here on our broadcast. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your activities. Always be Ukraine. Stand with Ukraine, and see you later.